Hi, thanks for joining me. This is my very first podcast. My name is Stacy, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Fiber Fangirl. I will start by telling you a little bit about myself. I've been knitting for about a year and a half. I just fell totally head over heels in love with it, I should say. This time around, I did try knitting about 12 years ago, and it just wasn't for me. So it was crocheting, which I've done almost all my life. I had to give it up because my wrists would swell up just like as big as apples. I mean, like big apples too. And so I'd have to wear braces and things like that, which kind of stunk. So I gave that up and went to knitting and have been knitting ever since. Fell in love everything to do with knitting, indie dyed yarns, wool, spinning, fiber, things like that. I just love, 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 love it. I have two kids, 13 and almost 16, married for about 16 years this year, and just loving life. And have been dying to try podcasting for a while now, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I am recording on my webcam, which on the computer doesn't look all that great, but I hear that this is the best webcam there is as far as being on a computer. I'm on an Obi-Wan computer, Darth Vader edition. Yes, I am a Star Wars geek, but that's okay. And so hopefully it turns out okay. If not, definitely leave me some feedback, and I will see what I can do about our camera situation. All right, so I have quite a few things I'm looking at. Sorry, I'm looking at my planner. I am a planner girl, down to decorations and everything, and have been for a while. I was very much into other crafts, paper crafts and things like that before knitting. I was a huge scrapbooker, project lifer, sometimes a card maker, but a mixed media artist, canvas art, journaling, that kind of thing. And I have recently, well, a few years ago, I got into a little bit of guerrilla sewing. So I was sewing on paper and things like that and making journals. And then I wanted to start making like pajama pants and things, and that went awry because every pair I made, somebody split their butt. I don't know what I was doing wrong. My sister can sew a pair of pajama pants and they last forever. But me, they split every time. It doesn't matter who it is. So, but I do have a shop on Etsy. It's called Stacy's Stash and Shop. So I'm dyeing yarn and making project bags and TPM cozies, and just going to be adding more and more knitted related objects to the shop. So check me out over there, Stacy's Stash and Shop.etsy.com, and I'll link that in the notes below. So, and I also wanted to say a big thank you to Jill over at the Knitting Broomstick. Hers was not the first podcast I watched, but hers was the first one I fell in love with. Head over heels, binge watched it. I mean, I love the Yarngasm podcast. Don't get me wrong, Kristen's wonderful. Love her. Love Molly from Homespun House. KT from Inside 20, number 23. These guys are wonderful. And I just started binge watching all these ones recently because I was watching like knitting in circles and things like that. And I love that. But where the heck did Darren and Amy go? Does anybody know? I don't know. So anyway, but head over heels in love with the Knitting Broomstick. And I made contact with her on Instagram and told her that I wanted to start a podcast by Christmas. And she was so just welcoming and everything that I decided I'm going to start now, even though I'm filming in my little walk-in closet with a little backdrop I made behind myself. But by Christmas time, I'm hoping to have my fiber room finished. There's a lot of stash that you don't see because it's down there. And excuse my voice, by the way, because it's going in and out. I had the flu and I'm over it, but my voice keeps going in and out and I forgot something to drink. So anyway, back to the story. So Jill was so kind and welcoming and wanted to be the first to welcome me to a podcast. Thanks, Jill. I'm taking the plunge and doing it, and I hope you watch it, and I hope I live up to everybody's expectations. So I wanted to show you this. Jill inspired me to get this notebook. This is just a soft cover Lectrum notebook. These guys are also the ones that make Moleskines, I believe. But I wanted the dotted journal, but I ended up with the graph, and I wanted the hard cover, but I ended up with soft cover. Nothing that I wanted was in stock for a decent price, so that's okay. I wanted this for I'm gonna totally just steal your idea, Jill, and I want to make a knitting wish list for this year, what I want to knit this year, what I want to complete, what I want to start, things like that. I know this year's already started, but it's never too late to make goals. I am a goal maker. I like to be a goalkeeper, and we'll see. But I also so that came today in the mail, so that's another reason I decided to film today, because I also got my beautiful pins. These are the Tri Plus Fine Liners by Statler, and I have a little sample pack of five colors, I think, 6 colors. They were like $6 at Walmart. This is 36 of them for $21 on Amazon. Hurry, run, go get them. Don't walk, run to your computers. I will link these as well in the notes below. And for now, I'm just going to put everything in the notes below the video. I do want to start a Ravelry group so that I have some place to put show notes, and in case I ever want to do any alongs, like knit alongs or anything, then we can have that to do. So I had ran a trial the other day, a trial episode, to see what I wanted to do and everything. I forgot to bring in my notes. I forgot to bring in my patterns. And so I couldn't remember everything. And so I think I'm more prepared. But I wanted to start by showing you a couple things I have knit in the past. This is my first shawl. This is really my only shawl. This is the Heaven is Based by Martina Bam. I'm sure I said her name wrong. But, you know, the wonderful lady who did The Hitchhiker for us all. I keep starting that one and tearing it out because I can't get it right, because I'm trying to do the 6-row modification. Anyway, love this, and what I loved about it, you can see the diagonals. What I loved about it is I could make it in cotton, and I didn't have to block it because this pattern didn't need blocking. And it looks wonderful. I made it to wear to my brother-in-law's wedding, and so needless to say, it got a lot of tears on it. I love my brother-in-law so much. I'm so happy to see him happy, and love his wife and his stepdaughter, and we don't believe in step. We don't believe in that word. And it just rings true watching them as a family. This was my first color work. It was the Babel hat. You know, everybody had to jump on board the Babel hat. I actually did one right before this, same exact colors, but it ended up, my gauge was a little tight, so I gave it to a friend's daughter, who I put a pom-pom on it for, and she just loved it. It was so cute on her. And then the same thing happened to this one. I knit a little tight, I guess, especially when it comes to hats and in the round. But I did the Force Awakens hat in green and gray and cream. And I love it. It's so soft. This was in Knit Picks. Was it in Knit Picks? Yeah, it was in Knit Picks. I didn't write this one down. I have labels somewhere. I'll remember next time. And then this is my most recent finished object. I just knocked my head over. Come here. I need a glass one from Pier 1 really bad because I don't like styrofoam. But this is my Lucy hat. I knitted it in cotton in the Cascade Yarns Sunseeker. And so you can see it's got little sparkles. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. But it's really sparkly out in the sun. It's really pretty and really fun. It was a really fun knit with short rows and everything. And I made one for my husband's coworker because I had been really sick recently, besides the flu. And I was in the hospital for a few days, and I was in the hospital over Easter. She took time out of her Easter Sunday, her day off, on top of that. Okay, she didn't have to work Easter Sunday, and she took time out of her Easter to tried to bring me an azalea plant while I was in the hospital. And it was so sweet, but she got there and they told her they couldn't find me, so I must be somewhere else. So mad, so incompetent, right? But I thought that was so sweet. I knitted her one of those Lucy hats out of the same kind of yarn, only I did a royal blue with that same silver color as a band. So that ended up really pretty and she liked it a lot. So that was awesome. Hi, Elizabeth, if you're watching. She's also the one, she gave me a whole fleece, like unprepped fleece, just off the sheep. Been off the sheep for a while because it'd been passed around and stuff. And when I started mentioning that I wanted to spin, I was getting a spinning wheel, so she sent me all that. She's just the nicest lady. Anyway, I've got some acrylics and stuff up here that I don't use a lot anymore since I discovered wool and how much I love it and dyed wool and things. Anyway, like I started a while ago, I have a ton of things on the needles. I'm not a monogamous knitter. I would get so bored. I have ADHD if you can't tell. And there are several knit-alongs that I want to participate in right now, but I started working again after not working for a couple years. And so I don't have a lot of knitting time. I just got back to work after being sick for a month and a half, and work was really cool. And they're letting me take my time coming back and being part-time and things, but I still don't have time to knit. I just don't. But I'm going to make time. It's important to me, so, and it keeps me relaxed and calm. So that's important to me too. But anyway, the reason I brought up the alongs, the knit alongs, is because the first bag I want to show you has yarn in it for, I don't have that particular pattern with me because I'm not sure I'm going to do it right away. It's the Godswood of Winterfell something knit along. Something along those lines, knit along. And I'm sorry for messing up the name of your pattern, my dear. And I think her name's Kristen. But I do apologize, but it called for a DK weight yarn. And I have this folio yarn. It's so soft and squishy. I thought this was fingering weight when I bought it because when I jumped in head first. I didn't know the difference between fingering and DK and sport and Aran and worsted, and I was overwhelmed. And I thought, well, this is small, right? I thought, this is pretty small. This is fingering weight. No, this is weighted at a 3. So it's a DK to a sport. But I was thinking about doing it in that color. I wanted to do the gray because that's what her sample, or not her sample, but her example of yarn was gray or red. And she said variegated would be kind of weird with this particular pattern, which most of my yarns are variegated that I have in stash. So I found that folio yarn. I couldn't find enough gray, but I found enough of that teal. But I haven't started it yet because I don't know if I'm going to or not anytime soon because I have so many I want to do. But I am going to do it eventually. Like it's going in the book. It's going in the book. Yes. But it was I put all that yarn in my strawberry shortcake bag that I made myself. And these aren't the style I'm sewing. These are the style I started learning how to sew with. But anyway, I made that bag. That was a medium-sized bag. My next on the needles, and I don't have needles picked out for that, by the way. I just have the yarn. So I'll if I can remember to tell you everything about everything, I will tell you. I've been trying to work on a Cozy Sock memory blanket. Cozy Memories blanket. I tore out what I had because I didn't like the recipe I was using. I am now using, and this I do have with me, the recipe by Kemper Ray from Junkyard Designs. I like her podcast. She is very sweet. Very, very sweet. And the only problem I'm having is I've only got one square done, and I picked up the left side, like I think, for the stitches, but when I do this as front facing, because this is the front of this particular square, and then I go to get it on the right side, it ends up on the wrong side. And no matter which way I do it, it happens. So if you have any tips or tricks, please, please, please comment below, because it's driving me insane, or send me a Ravelry message or something. But these are my ChiaoGoo size 2 24-inch fixed circulars. I ordered them just for this project because I found my 16s were too small. My 32s were way too big. So, but I have some minis, some cool minis. I got the Harry Potter set from Brew City. Sorry for the crinkling. I didn't really want to take these out of the bag. You can see like Hufflepuff, and Gryffindor. I'm not a big Harry Potter buff. I apologize to all my Harry Potter buff fans. But I've been watching it more and more with my sister because she is a huge, one of my sisters anyway, huge Harry Potter fan. And we have them all on digital and everything. So we've been watching them. And I'm getting more into it and knowing what's going on. Woo! Woo me! And I have the My Little Pony set too from Brew City Yarns, which I love. But that's all the minis I have. I don't have very many minis. I like to spend my money on full skeins yarn. I'm just kidding. I love minis. Like from the Yarn at Home mom, I really want her 80s quintessential set. But I don't know if she's still making them. This bag is the first bag that I put together. Very first bag I put together. So, anyway, Shannon, if you're making the 80s quintessentials, I want a set. Okay, so this is my utterly adorable knits bag. It's the retro camper style. It's got pockets in the front. And it's got a pocket, a zippered pocket on the inside. And what I have in this bag was supposed to be a knit along for my LYS, but it started and then I got sick and ended up in the hospital. So I literally only have cast on and the garter tab, and I'm up to row 3. It's the Begonia Swirl Shawl. I don't have that pattern with me to remember who the designer was. I don't think. Let me just double check. No, I don't. But it's free on Rav. It's really pretty. I'm going to do the garter and the eyelet part in this. It's Juniper Moon. This is my first lace weight too. It's Juniper Moon Farms, and it's in the dappled. And I can't remember what the name of. Let me see if the label's in here. No, it's not. Shoot. But I can't remember the exact name of the colorway. It was the last dappled they had, and it was so, so pretty. And then I'm going to do the begonias on the outside in like a denim blue. It's going to be so pretty. These are on ChiaoGoo interchangeable. These are the lace, which so is my fix. My fix are the lace too. These are a size 4, US 4. So they are a 3.5 millimeter, and they are on a 40-inch cable. Because, oh my gosh, this thing's going to be huge. And like I said, I love this bag. I love Jennifer over at Utterly Adorable Knits. If you see her and you go see her shop on Etsy, tell her I sent you. I am a loyal customer, even though I make my own bags. Seriously, I love her stuff. Like, you'll see, this is another bag of hers. This is my mermaid bag. And this was actually part of a kit that her and Knit Mona got together and did. And the yarn is called Flippin' Fins. And it's this lovely pink and mint and cream and brown colorway. It looks like a cross between Spumoni ice cream and Neapolitan ice cream. So, so pretty. I'll have to show you those socks later. I made socks out of them, and I finished it. I did afterthought heel with yellow contrasting heels. So pretty. First afterthought heel, easy to do. But in this bag is my Queen of Thorns. This is my other Game of Thrones knit along that I want to do. Is my Queen of Thorns set. So, so pretty. And that one is by, I have Marinade Designs by Kristen Ashbaugh. So Kristen's not the name of the other one. I can't remember the name of the person who did the other one. But Kristen Ashbaugh Helmrich did this one. And the first clue was released with the first episode last Sunday. And I haven't started. because I'll show you why. I'm working on a couple projects that just are eating up my time, because I did tell you I'm not a monogamous knitter, but it doesn't mean I don't fall in love with things and work on them monogamously for a little while. Yes. So let's go there first. This bag was made by me. It was an order for a customer, actually, and I was so sick still that when I went to make it quickly so that I could get it out to her, and I was too sick to be sewing, and I messed up, so I kept it. But I did get her bicycle bag out. Julie, I hope you received it, and I hope you love it. You should have received it today, I'm hoping. Today is Thursday, so maybe you would have received it yesterday. But today, by the way, today's Thursday, April 28th. Where has the year gone? I'm just saying. Anyway, in this bag is some Nerd Girl yarns. I didn't know anything about Nerd Girl yarns till this knit along. And me and Christina are hosting this knit along, this Game of Thrones knit along on Knit and Chat on Facebook. So if you want to join us, join the group. And we're going to the end of June, and as many FOs as you can possibly find and get and everything. But somebody on there mentioned Nerd Girl yarns, because I wanted to look at some Game of Thrones inspired colorways. Even though I dye my own yarn, I'm not so great at it yet that I have to dye all my own yarn. I still love everybody else's yarn. I'm going to buy it forever. I only do it so I can make money to buy their yarn. Come on. Anyway, Nerd Girl's yarns. This is on her Swanky base, which is the first time I've ever bought anything like this. It's 50% superwash merino and 50% silk. Guys, I've never knit with silk before. This is amazing stuff. The colorway is called Mother of Dragons, which is perfect for my mother. Oh, this is the color. Let me show you real quick before I spoil everything. This color is so, so pretty. Sorry about the lighting in here. I brought in an extra lamp. I hope you can see that. There's blues and kind of a rusty color and some greens. I am knitting the Mother of Dragons shawl on this. And the Mother of Dragons shawl is by Lara Smoot. It's a chart. It's not written out at all. I loathe charts. But this one's pretty easy. I'm so excited, so maybe I'll be better at it. I did make one mistake in this, and luckily you can't tell, and I love it. But this is what it's knitting up like so far. Isn't that so pretty? And my little marker is marking which way is the front, so that I know what side to purl on. And this is just taking up a lot of my time because it's so pretty to work with, so soft, so wonderful, so swanky. It's swanky. I love it. Another thing that's taking up a lot of my time is the other knit along that I'm doing is a mystery knit along. And it's the Dragonfly one. And it was called Outlander, and then they can't call it Outlander anymore. And this is by Unraveled Designs and Yarn by Rachel Roden. Hope I said that right. Problem with this one is that it's so fun to knit, but I'm stuck on Clue 2. I'm not stuck anymore. Somebody explained it to me, so I'm knitting it. But I have been working, so I haven't had a lot of time to work on it. But I have a lifeline in here, which I swear I never use. But you know what? I've knit so many shawls and torn them all out that lifelines are a lifesaver. So anyway, so there's the first clue right there. It's a faux plaid with slip stitches and things like that. It's 2 colorways. It's by Lorna's Laces. The first one is called Jamie's Kilt. It's browns and grays and a little tiny bit of blue, which leads us to Lorna's Laces' other color. Sorry, cable needles. Ford Blue, which is really pretty. I love it. I didn't think I'd ever like a color like this, and I do. So icy. Anyway, so Clue 2 has a stitching just on 12 stitches to make this cable braid that's being attached along here. And I did the math, and it's an 8-row repeat. You only end up attaching 4 rows during that 8-row repeat. And I have like 252 rows to go. It's so terrible. Or not rows, but yeah, rows, because it's like 252 divided by 8, however many repeats that is. It's not terrible, don't get me wrong. It's just like I wish I had more time. to knit on it because it's like my favorite thing to knit on right now besides that Slinky base, which I don't get to very often because I'm knitting on the Dragonfly one because Clue 3 is already out and I haven't touched it, but that's okay because I'm on episode 2 of Outlander anyway. Don't tell anybody. I'm behind on my favorite show. And this bag was my first of this design. I love the Seahawks, and I'll probably make it in my new design of bag, which is more like this one, but better. And these are from Rosie Fazio, and her Etsy shop is called Coming Up Rosie. Everything's Coming Up Rosie, something like that. I'll link that in the notes too below because I love her. These are keychains, so you can make them project bag holder things. And I haven't pulled another one out yet. I will in a second. But this one says Seahawks, and I wanted it to go with my Seahawks bag. Love the Seahawks. I'm a Seattle girl. So anyway, what's in this bag was that Outlander. Okay, so this was a bag that I had made because I needed a little bit bigger of a bag. It's along the same style as what I'm making my other bags in to sell. This is because I'm a pharmacy technician and I had that custom designed by Rosie. And she's awesome and she did it. Anyway, so this bag this is called the Sweetheart Poncho. This is for that wonderful step niece that I was telling you about that we don't believe in step. Yeah, it's for her. Her favorite color is hot pink. And I think I nailed it. I got some Knit Picks Brava Bulky. There is the cable. It's on both sides. I'm only on my third repeat of 12 rounds, and I've got 7 repeats to do at the minimum. So this is knitting up because I am a tight knitter. This is knitting up to be a really thick, heavy fabric, and it's going to keep her nice and warm. These are on my interchangeable ChiaoGoos as well. These are a size 9. I did not bring my glasses in here. Size 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter. So that's so pretty. And she's going to just love it. She loves everything TT makes her. TT has to make her a Tinkerbell tutu, and she needs to get on it. I'm telling you. This bag is more than ones I'm making to sell in my shop. I love it. It's got a little Stacy's Stash tag. This has my knit and chat keyring thing from Rosie. This is my Ninja Turtle bag with purple polka dots and a blue zipper that I loved. Just love doing that. In here, I have the very first indie dyed yarn I bought was from Knit Mona, and it was Ninja Turtle Power. Or Turtle Power. Sorry, I'm a little shaky today. Jeez. So pretty. Do you see all those colors? The red, the orange, the blue, the green. Oh, so pretty. I shouldn't call it pretty because on my size 2 carbons, fixed carbons, 32 inch, which I do love. That was my first interchangeable set. And I love them. But these are fixed. I have just the start of a blueberry waffle sock in husband size. Yes, these are going to be for the mister. I've made him a pair of socks that didn't fit before. They were my first ever socks. And I love knitting socks. I love it now that I know how to make them fit. So this will be the first pair that fits him and my little 12th woman. Excuse me. But these are going to take forever because these barely cover his big old toe. Yeah. He's a size 13. What am I thinking? Should have made myself another pair. So, Kim, your bag looks just as good, if not better than this one. And you should be receiving it soon. I know you're in Canada. Things take a little bit longer. There's a sneaky peek for you. And then this last thing is not really a project yet. I just had to show you because it's another Nerd Girls yarn. Ordered it at the same time I ordered the Slinky base. And it's called White Walker for Game of Thrones. I love it. What am I going to do with it? I think I don't want to necessarily make socks out of silk, but I might just have to do it because it's so stinking soft. I mean, I've never felt anything like this before, and I have some pretty good yarns I dye, and this is just amazing. It's in a bag. I taught my sister how to make the drawstring bags, and so she made me one with the coffee. Love myself some coffee and tea. And in fact, Jill, I want to get in on that tea wish situation you got going on over there on your Ravelry group. So, anywho, let's make sure I went through all my patterns that I wanted to. Yes. I do have the one other thing I have on the needles that I didn't bring in here with me is the Garter Squish Blanket by Stephen West. It's for my daughter. It's boring as heck for me because of my ADD. But I love the colors and the color changes I'm doing. I'm knitting it all, let me see if I can turn around here, on Knit Picks Brava worsted. Except for the purple, because I didn't order it at the same time because I'm a dork. So I went and got Vanna's Choice. And it's all acrylic, it's all the same weight, so it's no big deal. But I'm also knitting it with this Cotton Candy colorway by Knit Picks. Sorry for the shaking, I said that on the computer. Oh, there it is, Cotton Candy. I love Knit Picks. They're wonderful. I would turn around, but I can't. Look at this color. This is called Mint. That's pretty, and that's going with it. And then the Asphalt Gray. And I'm running purple all the way through it. That purple. And the secondary colors are the ones that I've showed you. These three here. And it's so cute. Like, if I ever finish it, no, I will finish it. It's gonna go in the notebook to finish that project. It will be so lovely. Like, my daughter will love it so much, and it's gonna be so warm. I'm looking around here trying to think. I keep throwing stuff on myself. Oh, I want to see if I can show you these socks. I'm gonna hit myself in the head. These are my first socks that fit. No, these are my second socks that fit. My first ones were little shorties. These ones are short too. They were little shorties. And they were Feather and Stone by Ida Whitby. Ida, I think that's the name of your socks. I didn't bring the pattern in here with me. I didn't even bring the socks in here with me. They're my spinning socks. I love them. But they're in the Chelsea colorway from Knit Picks. It's hot pink and hot yellow. Really cute. Anyway, this is that Flip and Fins yarn here. This is the yellow that I ordered to go separate as the contrast Afterthought Hill. This is my socks on a plain toe up. And these are short too. Like, I have plenty of yarn left. I can make like matching something. I don't know. Maybe another pair of socks because I love them. But I had also ordered some Knit Mona DK Birdie number 2. These are the, I'm going to mess up this word, favorite word, but I can't say it, autumnal. There we go. Color or pattern. And I can't remember who that's by, but it's on Ravelry. And they are so cozy. I can't find the other one. I'm so mad. I'll find it, I'm sure. But I did the Super Stretchy Bind Off by Stacey Perry. Not Jenny Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off, so don't be confused. It is by Stacey Perry. It's a little too stretchy for what I wanted. But that's okay because they fit and I love them. And they're so comfy. I made my first ever boot cuffs. And I wore them in my family pictures for Christmas. I made this little, this one makes me mad because look at how sweet this is. I was making it for my niece, so I'm knitting it and knitting it, knitting it. I'm knitting size 4 because I'm knitting it a year ago. And I'm making a size 4. Like I said, it was like a 4 to 5. Realized I read the wrong parentheses. And I made the size 2. T. But, so if anybody knows anybody that has a little girl, this is so lovely. And look at this little cute cutie button I picked out for it. Just look at that. And this is in Knit Mona's Cadence colorway, which is hilarious because my niece's name is Cadence. And I mean, it wasn't like dyed for her or anything. It just happened to be that she called it Cadence, and Cadence is spelled one way and Cadence's name is spelled the other, and it just worked out, and it was lovely. And it was a fun little knit, and I was so sad it didn't fit her. She goes, Auntie, TT, it's hurting my arms, because it was cutting into her. I felt so bad. It was my first thing I ever did with sleeves. I did it, and it was amazing, and a buttonhole. There's nothing I can't do. No, just kidding. There's lots of things I can't do. All right, well, looking around, let me look at my notes. Let me do that. That's what they're there for, right? Talked about the podcast I like. That was kind of cool. I don't have any stash enhancements this week. Like I said, I was out of work for about a month and a half, and yeah, I ordered that Nerd Girls yarns and the Queen of Thorns yarn and the Outlander yarn, and that was it. That was right before I got sick, and I haven't ordered yarn since. I'm so sad, but that's okay. I do want to thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of this at least. Please comment, subscribe, like, you know the drill. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. Like I said, you can find me on Ravelry as Fiber Fangirl. Send me a message here. Not a problem. Okay, or on Instagram as Fiber Fangirl. And thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope you all have a good day and happy knitting.